Hello, guys. Welcome to Truth and Transparency. It's a Sunday evening. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Again, welcome to Truth and Transparency. I'm taking a Sunday stroll, so I thought I'd take you guys with me. Easy like a Sunday morning. Oh, wow. Look at those. Scarlet. I got some creators in this bee. I know that Teresa's listening to me while she's showering, so I do feel kind of privileged. I see Robbie's in here. I was really upset that I missed his live last night. Ask his boyfriend anything. You know, I'd have been flying with those questions. So again, hello, creators, mods, subs, members, and haters. Hello, everybody. I feel like it's been a minute since you've heard my voice. I got a couple things I want to mention before I get started with this live. Crafton and Kim, I knew that they were in here. Welcome to the morning show. It's Crafton and Kim. Let's get it in. I'm working on some material for their morning show. You know, when they need fillers. Yeah, this is like a who's who chat right here. Look at all these fine dimes. Mike, Drop In, Mod Squad, Bumblebee, Jen, Callie, Vicky. I mean, Up and In needs to be. Yeah, definitely. Again, we're going to kick off this episode with a couple things that are definitely newsworthy. Number one, back a couple months ago, I was doing a live, and topic of conversation was Melissa B, Mel B. She was on Dateline with Jay for Justice back in the day. She modded for Jay. And then they had a falling out. And then Melissa B, found a home with, that channel with a bunch of weather girls. And so I'm just trying to give you some background on who Melissa B is. She's a moderator. But back when I was doing 35C stuff with the Watts, back in March, I'd received phone calls from Dre and phone calls from, Andrea Powers, and it was all about that, about the out. And Melissa B was fangirling over me and was saying things like, oh my God, I just don't want to see like all your hard work, like she's done it to me, that type of stuff. Give me props, give me a heads up about Jay. I just got bombarded, like, with three-way phone calls, and everybody just wants to drop the bomb that Jay is basically a piece of shit. And I'm like, well, now let me fast forward a year. So a year from the 35C. And just recently, a couple months back, I did an episode and a live, and I was talking about Melissa B. And I was talking about that phone call. And flying in chat is Melissa B. back, a couple months ago when I did this live. flying in chat, and she is typing away, and she is like, girl, stop saying my name. Number one. Number two, I never talked to you on the phone. And just basically is like, I've never talked to you, and none of this is true. And she's like being adamant that she never talked to LANA or Yanni. And she wanted me not to say her name. And I, of course, am like, why you lying, B? You know, I know who I talk to. I'm not like, I am all here. I'm all up there as well. But I'm like, what the hell? Why is this homie girl just flying in my chat? She has to make it known that, you know, she never talked to me and that none of this is true. And so, like I said, this is a couple months ago. This is before I went to Denver. You know, my second time, or actually it was my third time, but it was for that PPO thing. So, I know you guys are all like, oh God, for LANA to bring this up, there's got to be some, she got that juicy. She got that juicy. Well, guys, I do have that juicy. Yes, John Madison, exactly. Say my name, stop saying my name, because somebody told me they were so mad at me. So, fast forward to today. And talking to a friend, going through some stuff, like, you know, just going through my timelines and stuff like that. And, you know, I'm prepping for this show about Jamie's journal, which has to do with 35C and ineffective counsel and all that crap. And we get on this topic of that whole weed thing. And Melissa B's name comes up. And then I was like, you know what? Let me just go check my fucking phone records. I want to know who called me. You know, because that Mel B was adamant that she never talked to me on the phone. And then I was even writing in or talking on that live. And I said, oh, so was it Andrea Powers and somebody else? Somebody was acting like they were you? Because she was like, yeah, I'm the Dateline girl. Like all this stuff. I mean, I know what we talked about. And, and lo and behold, guys, it was 100% Melissa B. It was Melissa B. And then she's talking about how I doxed her because I said her last name. What B? Are you fucking kidding me? Okay. No. But it was like, why does this girl, why did she feel the need 2 months ago to fly in my chat, go off the handle because her name was mentioned and because I just told people that, you know, maybe she didn't like the fact that I said she was fangirling. But no, she just flat out came in my chat 2 months ago and fucking lied to all my subscribers, my members, my haters. And it was like, why? Okay. Girl, you were on three-way. Melissa B was on three-way calls March 2nd, March 3rd, March 1 of 2021 with everybody. She was working it with everybody. When I say working it, she was working it. She was trying to put all this shit out about Jay, she was talking shit on Dre, she was talking shit about Andrea Powers. This girl was talking shiz. But God forbid me just tell the truth that, hey, homie G was on a three-way call and called me. No, I was not. And I'm with family, and I cannot take the link because I'm with family, LANA, and it was not me. And I don't know who it was, but it was definitely not me. I've never talked to you on the phone. Well, you lied. It was you. But now I'm going to tell everybody why you lied. Because since you wanted to lie, and I just happened to get a hair up my ass and want to tell everybody why you lied, it's because you were too busy sucking off Vanessa. And she got a phone call or a text and was like, you need to put that to rest. So she lied. So she comes in chat and she was like, it wasn't me. It was not me. And had no problem throwing either Andrea Powers under the bus and saying that Andrea Powers had a friend and just act like she was Mel B, or that Dre had a friend act like she was Mel B. But either way, she is sitting here saying that she did not and never has talked to him on the phone. Why lie about that? Who gives a flying fuck? Well, I found out why. It's because she was reporting back to everybody about that call. And she was on other three-ways. Okay, when that was happening, she would then be on another three-way call with like other people, and then texting people about it and then trying to get like the information all out there and what's going on and what LANA's going to do. And like, oh my God, yeah, LANA doesn't want anything to do with, Jay. That's what she's texting people. All this crazy ass shit. Okay. But I didn't realize at the time that she had already found a home. I thought that she didn't find a home yet. I thought she was homeless when it came to channels. So, because I knew that she had left, Jay and her had a falling out, whatever. And in my live 2 months ago, I was just mentioning how she was looking for a home. Oh, that's the only thing that I said that was incorrect. And it's even better than I thought. She already had a home. And what it does is it ties Melissa B to being on a three-way phone call, calling moi, yours truly, okay? And reporting back to none other than, yes, you guys heard it right. Ding, 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 ding. Tell them what she's won, Johnny. Well, she was reporting back to none other than Unmasked. Ah, my God. Now I know why you had to lie, Melissa B. Because that just totally pops yo cherry. Well, don't bang. Anyways, just over here patting myself on the back, as that is going to prove to be huge. Huge! As not only Melissa B was reporting back to that channel, but so was Dre, who was on a three-way, and then probably guess who? Oh, you know who. Anyways, y'all are fucking nuts, man. Yeah. So you can lie all you want, but phone records don't lie, honey. Shug. Phone records. Okay. 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 Phone records will prove that Melissa B was on that line. Phone records will prove that Melissa B was reporting back to none other than Unmasked / Vanessa Walsh. March 2nd and before, when that phone call had to happen. So, yeah. First 15-minute bomb drop. I know it might not seem like important to people, but it's really important to me in my case. So yeah. What a bunch of fucking losers. Like, that's all I gotta say. Yeah. Again, hello everybody. I'm driving along the lovely highway, so I got you guys displayed on the screen, my vehicle. Oh, what parts do I need to repeat? I'll repeat it all. I might go in and out though. Just bear with me. Keep on rocking in the free world. Again, I can repeat the part that you guys that it was cut out on you. No one's ever late. We got that on replay all day. Again, I want to give a special shout out to everybody that is in chat. Thank you guys for being here. I've kidnapped everybody, taking you guys with me. But I mean, back in the day, because this has to do with my live today. Back in the day, I got bombarded when Jay decided to mail herself weed. Jay then told Dre about it, and then Dre told, well, a lot of people. And I think, I know that ever since Kay lost her channel, I think that Dre and Kay did like a live about it, but I wanted no part of that shit. Once they came to me about that, Andrea Powers had at least know a little bit about who I am as a person since she talked to me morning and night. But I couldn't go forward with anybody that would be, be involved with doing that. Well, on a trip to get lawyers, you're committing felonies. But oh yes, support that woman. Go to her lives. Love it. I love how everybody's supporting each other. I see a lot of people bouncing around, so that's awesome. And I think it's great that you thank people for it. It's awesome. So, looking back at the 35C, I think somebody asked you if there's anything I would do differently. Just looking back at it, I really can't say that I would. Maybe just one thing, and it had nothing really to do with maybe the 35C. The only thing that I think I would have done differently is I just would have started my own YouTube channel. I never went on Jay ever. Like, I just would have started my own. That's probably like the only thing I could say, like, because I don't look at it as like that I did anything wrong. I never, but I would never want anybody to think that I was like team this person or team that person. And I guess, that's how people looked at, YouTube. That because I went on Jay for Justice, that I was like team Jay. No, I'm team LANA. I'm team Truth. So. is the best. So yeah, I would say that's the only thing that I would do differently, but that wouldn't mean that going the whole, like, nonprofit route and all that. Like, no, that would have still happened. But so yeah. Moving on. I was trying to show off my surfboarding skills, me and Beyonce. So, moving on to Jamie's journal. When we were in Denver, it was when we were discussing things about this whole like people being members to chip in and help pay for the cost of this, Jay was like, well, what are they going to get for it? And I'm over here like, a fucking trial. Like, what they want. What do you mean? What are they? You creators are gonna get content. Number one. What do you mean? Oh, what are the people gonna get out from donating? I don't know. I guess my thought process is anytime I've ever donated something in my life, I've never gotten something for donating. I never said, okay, I'm going to donate. What am I going to get for this? But that was Jay's first thing that she said. And my response is I didn't realize that when you donate, you're supposed to get something. I guess that's where I'm definitely confused. But now I know where your head's at, just, so yeah, definitely hit that thumbs up. I looked at it like you want to donate your sorry about that. Had to reset something. Yeah, so this whole, donating and that you're going to get something in return. Because then I started thinking like, oh wait, these people pay for like super chats and they just get lied to. So I guess the ones that they're going to get is they're not going to get fucking lied to anymore. So you're paying for honesty. This is where I'm going to have fun with you guys with this. Lana's back. Don't worry, Lana's here. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Like, what are they going to get for donating? I don't know. The truth. So the next time I go and donate to my church or to anything, I'm going to definitely make sure I ask, what am I getting for this donation? But the part came in. It was going to be co-hosted by Jamie, so me and Jamie. But the thing is that, hey, you have to make sure that you're going to be able to do this, that you want to do this. I don't want you to do anything that you don't want to do. So Jamie deciding if she was going to do it or wasn't going to do it, it came down to like it was a family decision, as it should be. Talking things over with your spouse, that's always important in relationships. And like I said, just doing things the right way and what have you. But the little piece that I guess you could say the people that were a part of it, we're going to get, was that, the whole, Jamie's journal part of it. At the same time, I made it known that your donation is your donation. The Jamie's journal is a perk. It's not because you're donating, this is what you're getting. It's definitely not like that. Nor should it be. Again, if you donate, you don't ever ask what you're getting for donating. But the conversations that I had with Jamie, there's things that are, they'll always stay private. But something that I think that people need to understand, and you just really, really need to think and put yourself in her shoes, is how much could Jamie like truly offer? This is something that me and her talked about. Like, she wasn't in Colorado. She was not hanging out with them. She would be speculating on a lot of things depending on what you wanted or thought she was going to talk about. I think what I enjoyed with our conversations when it came to the whole Jamie's journal part is her going to the grocery store or going anywhere. And can you imagine like people looking at you and what they're thinking and saying? Jamie didn't do anything. Going to the counter, going to the checkout counter and seeing People magazine and seeing, all the covers that they had when you're checking out, and that your kids are seeing that. How do you... I have a 6-year-old son. If he's standing there at the grocery store with me, he may not be able to read everything yet, but if he sees a picture of his cousin, if he sees a picture of, his uncle or aunt or, grandparents, don't you think your kid's going to recognize that? And the answer to me is yes. So when we would go back and forth and talk about things, and how it was going to like go, I know that we took a week, if not longer, to pick what music would go with just that intro. I know listening to Jamie and her saying how everybody, you say one word, it's dissected, it's twisted, you have everybody out there like literally dissecting what you just said and twisting it and making it something else. When I thought about that, she said, I haven't even talked, and I see it happen with other people. I see it, that was a huge fear for her, for someone to take her words and to twist them, dissect them, and make them what they're not. And it was like, Lana, how do we make sure that doesn't happen? Like, I don't want that. Like, that's... And I thought about that for a long time. And the answer to that is, like, you can't. Because people are going to... look at Amber Heard, Johnny Depp case. There's just no way that that's not going to happen. So I was like, I couldn't tell Jamie, like, oh, no, that's not going to happen. Like, I'd be lying to her. And I'm not going to lie to Jamie. But it makes you, like, really... everything that we talked about the whole, Jamie's Journal podcast, it was, it was going to be more so even, like, about her everyday life, that what you're doing while this is even going on. Life just doesn't stop. Life doesn't stop. Life is going on while you're trying to have to deal with, if Chris was to go back and do the whole, like, say he wants to go for 35C, you have to understand that the media is going to be all over that again. And so there's a lot of things that, talking to her, I got to, like, really hear it from a perspective of, like, this is how she thought of things. And I said, I think that would be the most powerful thing that I would get out of something. Like, it's not going to be about the stories of Chris that you don't have. Like, you weren't sitting around watching the Steelers with him on Sundays, in Colorado. But that this would actually be like a super unique way of doing something like that, like with this podcast. And I was telling Jay how important it was that this was done right. And here she's fucking off, her forte, editing and blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, it would have been cool. I also know that was hard. I know that I didn't want Jamie to do anything that she didn't want to do. I didn't want her to do anything that she would regret. And then I started thinking more like, when you hear her talk about certain things, you can't help but put yourself in those situations. And I felt more so in her shoes than I ever had before when we were talking about stuff like that, about to be able to do this. And I told her it could be as personal as she wanted it to be, but also as not. Like, I said, no one's ever heard her talk. I told Jamie that she just, I told her that I don't think that anybody should ever talk for her. And so I just reminded her that no matter what, but don't let anybody tell your story. It's your story. Whether or not you want to tell it, that's going to be, that's up to you. But don't let anybody tell it for you. Basically, that was my way of saying, keep Kelly the fuck away from this, pretty much. In as kindly as a way as I could. Something that I never knew about Jamie, but and maybe you guys don't even know this, but I'll tell you, that girl has like goats and chickens, and like I'm on the phone with her and she's like, my goat's about to have a baby. And I'm like, wait, what? She's like, yeah. And her kids and her husband, like, I mean, they birthed these baby goats. They had like a cam outside. I mean, I was just like, wow, this is cool as hell. Like, remember that giraffe that we all watched? Like, they had that cam on, everybody was watching it. Like, Jamie set up something like that. It was the coolest thing. And I mean, it should be her story to tell, but so neat. Shit, I'm over here worried about getting my dinner right, making like the perfect chicken or steak, or I like to grill. She's over here birthing Noah's Ark animals. So I was like, oh my god, we have to have an episode of LANA on the farm. Remember that Simple Life with Nicole Richie? Or what was her name? I think it was Nicole Richie. It was Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie. Those idiots. That'd be me. Like, not a clue what to do. But hell, it'd be funny. Yeah, there was goats. I got to see all the pictures, and then I asked if she could name one after Shizzy Poo. Just kidding. But they birthed like more than just one. Like, God, the birth I saw, she had like videos of it. It was, it's graphic, but I've never seen anything like it in my life. But here, it was like her kids knew what to do, and it was pretty. It's pretty cool. Yeah, Paris and Nicole, and it was The Simple Life was the name of it, by the way. Yeah. Goats have one. Yeah, they have like this one. God, what was its name? Let me go back and look. She had like three. She had three. She had three or four. I want to say she had three. Yes, goats have more than one baby at a time. Well, this goat definitely did. I think she birthed three. And I was like, oh, Larry, Curly, Mo, like, there you go. 3 names, but they had way better names than that. But I think you guys know how detailed I am with stuff. Like, I put a lot of thought into how, like, it would have been done. It was all going to be pre-recorded and, you know. But it would have been, it was definitely going to be hard for me. But I was up for the challenge. That's why I wanted someone to do that. That was her forte. Detailed and organized. Yeah. And then I just wanted to have somebody do, you know, hey, this is like your thing. We'll give you all the takes of it, and then you're going to take all the footage that we give you and all, you know, the audio that we do, and then I just want you to put it together and make a 30-minute, you know. But shit, I mean, honestly, now I'm so glad that we didn't do it, because I wouldn't want to have any pain come Jamie's way, you know, and me to feel guilty about that. I don't want to say I talked Jamie into it, but I definitely was explained to her that, you know, I thought it was a good idea and a good thing that it could just be on the website and something that you'll, you know, have forever. But I think a conversation, like, putting myself into Jamie's shoes, and having to tell my kids, you know, about that. I don't think people ever thought about it like that. I mean, how do you explain to your kids that we're, you know, those are their cousins, that you're not seeing them again, and why? You know what? I have no idea what type of goats. I didn't even know there was. I thought we just have goats, but I don't know. Asking me that, God, I have no clue. Can I get multiple choice? Anyways, yeah. How I looked at Jamie's journal, I didn't look at it as like, because you owed on anybody that kind of came at me with that. And I saw creators. I mean, Lynn Fox, and those people over there talking about, oh, this is what I paid for so I can get this. Well, no, you didn't pay for anything. It was a donation. And you just kind of show your ass when I would see people write like that. It's not. It was guaranteed this. It was donated to something under ignorance. Lana, you are so protective of your family and friends. That's what makes you different than most creators. You really care. Well, thank you. Thank you. I would definitely agree with that. I am very protective. I'm protective of, I think I'm protective of people's time, people's hard work. It got me. She feel the fucking. It wasn't by accident. It wasn't like, oh, I wasn't doing anything that I thought was, blah blah blah. No. So I truly believe in being a good person. Like, treat people how you want to be treated. When you mess up, but intent is a lot. Like, I mean, oh my God, I just got an email from Lynn. What the Lynn's listening to my live because I guess she just said that I said her full name. Jesus. I'm sorry, Lynn. I mean, I don't know what's like, that's weird. She just emailed me to say, fuck you, you said my full name again on your live. Oh, God. Well, Lynn, happy Sunday to you too. I truly don't understand why you could on Sundays of all days, the days that you email me, that you want to say fuck you to me on Sundays. Can you please pick another day? Just not on Sundays. Like, Sundays are days to, like, look at the bright side of things. Or, like, geez, man, literally, it's not even a text message; it's an email. I'm sorry, Lynn. Sorry for saying your last name. But I think I'm a little bit more weirded out that you're listening to my live. Boy. Whew. Moving on. Ineffective counsel. Anything else I want to say about Jamie's journal? I'm coming through a little dead spot here. Yes, I'm fading in and out. Let me get over to the top of the hill. I only heard middle and last name. Oh, that's right, Mod Squad. There you go. You want to be technical over here? She should be happy I'm saying her name, period. That's how I look at it. I didn't say it in a bad way. I just said that you had talked that you were owed that. You weren't the only one, though, Lynn. Hold on, am I back now? I just wanted to get to the top of the hill. I'm over here I'm in the Rocky Mountains, man. I'm enjoying a Coors Light, man. God, Lynn, you know what? I'm not gonna let you. No, Lynn, I am sorry. You know, it clearly upsets you, and so, because I don't think you would write me if it didn't. But I literally, what do you want me to call you so that I don't make this mistake anymore? Okay, because I was making it that I would never call you the D word again. I was like, I'm not going to call her the D word, and it's not dick. Okay. So what would you like me to call you? I figured people have names, you use their name. Would you like me to call you Miss Lynn? What can I do? So that this can just stop. Just stop, please. Anyways. Ineffective counsel. My thoughts on this is that how would Chris's attorneys allow him to take a deal, a plea deal, or do anything like that when there isn't, number one, you haven't even seen any of the discovery. He supposedly said, that he didn't do, any harm to his children, but at the same time, he's explaining, probably the lawyers are explaining to Chris, though, like, this is what this is what this is. I mean, but who knows really what they're talking about, right? And when they were talking about it. But when his attorneys heard a different version than the one that he gave in that room with Tammy Lee, I guess my question is what attorneys wouldn't sit down with themselves and say, okay, well, Chris says this, and now he's saying this. Well, which is it? How do you know that? How do you know which one's true? Wouldn't it behoove you to take the discovery when you're getting it and just, be looking at it and to see, like, what's up? I mean, how would you ever advise your client that yeah, taking this I mean, I guess the judge told his attorneys when they filed a motion about the pre-trial publicity order, as well as that there was a leak, within the law enforcement. They filed this motion, and I went through it, and actually the judge at the end gives them, like, hey, just bring to the judge something a little bit more specific, okay? And we, the judge in fact said, so why didn't Tammy Lee's and her husband's text messages, or not text messages, but the Facebook post that myself and Kim Kaufman had while we were in contact with the family back in 2018, and I said, Kim, give that to the family needs to give that to the lawyers, you know what I mean? Like, we're seeing the docket gets updated and this stuff's in there, and so you see that stuff, so then you have to ask yourself, why didn't Kim give that to the Wattses, or better yet, I mean, just email it to his attorneys. You can email it anonymously. You can email, I mean, we had the Tammy Lee and her husband Facebook post. I mean, that's the type of shit that they're talking about for that motion. So, do you want to know what Kim's response was? No. We're not doing anything. Don't tell anybody we have that. We're going to use it for the appeal. I said, excuse me? What the fuck are you talking about? Yeah. Made no sense. It just, why would his attorneys keep him from his family? Why wasn't he evaluated? I mean, what did these attorneys do? Why did these attorneys fly to North Carolina in September and tell the family not to hire an like, nope, you guys aren't going to hire anybody else. Like, we have unlimited resources. This is going to cost like $1 million. All that type of talk needs to stop. Logically, nothing was making sense that Kim was saying to me that they were doing. Just it just woo. Chris had like the B or the C team, by the way, as far as public defenders go, according to like the Aurora shooter. He had like an A team, public defender team. But yeah, Chris had like a C. These people weren't. That's I can't speak on that. I never talked to Chris about that. As far as like what he knew, what he didn't know. I don't know. Like, it's just all I know is that Chris's public defender, the one woman, lied to me. She lied to me in an email, and I have that. And I made it known that she lied to me. Told Chris about it. And I sent it over to John Walsh and told him that she lied. I mean, they were lying about how much they were talking to Chris. That's what I thought was interesting. They acted like they were talking to Chris. They hadn't talked to Chris since he fucking went to Wisconsin, since he left Colorado. So, I asked Jane Fisher about, how everything could play out. And, I said, I know that there's other options besides like a 35C and all that, but I said, my question was about like his representation, his counsel. I said, you do know that they flew out to North Carolina. And she said, what? Like, she's like, that's actually unheard of. Like, that's not normal. Why'd they fly there? And that's when I had Ronnie speak up, because I wanted to come from Ronnie, because he's the one that met with them. And so he explained why they came out there. And they said they were shocked. They found that hard to believe. But obviously they believed what Ronnie was saying. I mean, but I asked about the whole, like, even when you take a plea deal like that, if Chris was advised to do that, wouldn't that be ineffective counsel? Couldn't that fall under ineffective counsel? And yes, it can. And what Jane just zeroed in on was, if he told his attorneys a different story than he told in that interrogation room, that means there's at least one false confession, if not two. And as an attorney, like, you don't know, so how can you be advising? Like, you have to do some work. You have to work so that you can be advising. And that's where I said, yeah, so that'd be ineffective if someone's taking a plea deal and there's no work. How I know there was no work done is because there was no discovery to be turned over, because they were purposefully not writing up reports that were done, but they weren't typing them up. Like, Bumhauer didn't type all his shit up until like October. Like, very rarely can you go and you see like his stuff that he did. And so these dates of like this discovery dump being given to the defense, like, that's really important to look at what was actually given to them and when it was given to them. But I can at least say Jane and David did look, and they did their homework before they said yes, that they would take Chris's case. They didn't just say, oh, you know what, sure, we don't have anything going on, we're just going to go ahead and take his case. Hell no. Absolutely not. They said, okay, we're going to go ahead and, talk things over and look at some stuff. And so they did that. And they actually watched part of that, the stuff that you guys had seen, that polygraph and stuff like that. But Jane took his case for a reason. That's all I can say. And there's no way that Jane would take his case. There's just no way that she would have taken that case if she didn't see a couple different things. She said it. This is like, it's not about the money. She's like, we want to have clients after this case. People don't take cases for reasons. We will turn down cases. Even if you could pay the money, it doesn't matter. It's career suicide. So to get the phone call then after they talked for those couple days and saying that they would take it, it was, again, we're going to need you to scan everything in, get into PDF form and like digital form. My binders aren't going to go back and forth from, Denver to Ohio. We're putting everything in, scanning stuff in, and then they're going to sort through what they want, what they don't want. Hey, LANA, you got your ears on? Come back. Well, can you hear me? Also, prosecutors, they don't want to prosecute a case that they can't win. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to get Marcia Clark. That's like a saying that's going around in Pennsylvania. Is the Watts house really on the market? I heard it was. Baby, come back. When was Chris informed about anything in the discovery? I don't think he saw anything. I don't believe he saw anything. When I say that, I don't believe his team did any work. It was all like formality stuff at that point. There was no. They're just filing motions. They're doing everything that they need to do to follow the formality of processes. I don't think that Chris has seen. I'd be. Who was it? Did I ask him if he had the whole discovery? He said that, he was getting bits and pieces mailed to him, just so you guys know. And I'm like, but then I talked to my cousin, and unless you have, a lawyer that's going to send legal mail, if someone's just sending you stuff through the mail, you can only send it, in bits and pieces, like small bits and pieces. A lawyer has to get you legal stuff, and in quantity, you need your lawyer doing that. I think it's like going for $660,000, but you have to have a minimum bid of $600,000. The house looks completely different. So they're just not letting anybody just waltz through there. You have to write. Yeah, it's a very different approach that they're doing. Because I said that too. I mean, if they had an open house, everybody's going to be just wanting to go through there, acting like they want the house. So it's oh, there you go. Punter did a video on it. Check it out. But yeah, it's a very, very different type of process that they're doing as far as who's going to be able to get that house. Oh, stop it, Mod Squad. You know that you don't ever get duped, swooped. Yeah, I knew that you needed proof of funds. You just need a lot. They're just not letting anybody just waltz on through that house. But they shouldn't either. I think the way they're doing it is smart, safe. So, yep, it's all neutral now, except for the bathrooms. The bathrooms, and I think maybe the mudroom, right? It's that bright blue color. Open house, LOL, that'd be insanity. Oh yeah. Can you imagine? Can you please sign in here? Can you just imagine the names on that? Oh, we're gonna need you to go ahead and sign in. Yeah, you have to have a real estate agent. It's some strict rules around there. Yeah, I don't think. I think probably somebody that could live in that house is somebody that's not like a true crime person. I mean, we're all nuts, so. But I'll give you guys an example. So I have trivia that I do for seniors that's 50 and over, and then I have trivia stuff that I do for people that 21 and over. And I put a Chris Watts picture on one of my questions. And would you believe it? 519 seniors. Not a single one could tell me his first and last name from a picture of him. Not a single one. So, and then I was like, there was a documentary made. I was like, he killed in 2018. He's a killer. And I started giving some hints just because I wanted to see if people knew, if they could get it. And a couple of people said, oh, the oil tanks. Oh, he killed his wife and kids. But nobody, not a single person though, even with those, that hint and me saying yes to those, they still, don't know his name. Don't know his first name, don't know his last name. What state was it in? Nope, not a clue. So, that would be a good jury pool. Yeah. They don't know anything about it. So I thought that was interesting. Wow, LOL, that's great. That's great they don't know him. Or that's great that I do trivia for seniors and for, other people, regular people. Yep, nobody knows. But I'm telling you, it's, isn't that crazy? I haven't met anyone who knows Chris Watts, young or old, minus my family who doesn't want to hear about it. Even my sister, who is an attorney. Oh, yeah, she's probably like, everybody thinks that attorneys, that's the other thing I want to tell everybody. Okay. When I was lining up and calling these attorneys and emailing with them in Denver, in Colorado, you would think, oh, everybody has to know who Chris Watts is there. That's an attorney. Okay. No, they don't. Swear to God, man. They, heard of him, but like, they don't know the case. They don't know anything. They aren't watching any of this. They are too busy. They think about it. The last thing you're going to do is go home and be like, let me go check out, the true crime world. It's when you're in it, I guess. But yeah, it was very interesting for me anyways, when I was doing all that stuff and thinking that people would just like, know about the case. I mean, if they had to say like, what county was that in? Yeah, I mean, that was just interesting. All my people know who Chris Watts is, but yes, we are absolutely deranged. It's so true. It's so true, though. I have a friend in Denver who didn't know about the case. This is just, I think because it was like, everybody looks at it like, okay, here he lied about his kid missing, or, his kids and wife missing, and then only for like, just like any other idiot, criminal, then he's just, he gets caught somehow, or he confesses, and then it's just done deal over, whatever, it's done. That's what people think, and they should think that way. That's how, like, why would it be, oh, he got caught, he confessed after a couple days when he realized, like, whatever. And you say the name Nicole Kessinger, they're like, huh? Who? Nobody knows a Nicole Kessinger. Nobody. They can't name either one. They cannot name him. They can't name, the kids, his wife. Oh, he had a girlfriend? No, wait, what? No, they don't know anything about this case. Unless you were in that, like, you just happened to catch it, that you watched, I believe, either from the beginning of when they were missing to or like if you happen to catch the Netflix. But if you watch it on Netflix, even, I mean, my people are like, that fucking lunatic, like, he's crazy. Like, it was just, there is no watching that Netflix and being like, oh my God, like, let me go Google some stuff. Like, I don't believe, like, nobody thinks that he did not do it. You know what I mean? So, but now you watch like disappeared shows where, like, are these people still alive? Are they missing? Did they just walk away from their life? Where you got people that could be like, oh, I wonder if that was a couple years ago. Maybe they found something, and they'll Google it. Also, Chris didn't have a trial, so it was, it was really like, it happened, and then it was like, okay, done and over with before anybody could even like start to follow it, more or less. Yep, Netflix did it for me. Before then, never heard of Chris Watts. There you go, right there. And that's the interesting. I think those people are the normal people. they at least are like talking about Shanann's mom putting a hit on her and shit like that. I don't see too many people watching Netflix and then coming to YouTube and talking about Shanann's mom, putting a hit out on her. So you did this to me, Lana. You got me hooked on this case. Did I really? Oh God. Netflix ruined it for me. It wasn't good in my opinion. I think what would be interesting if somebody did, like, if there was a sequel to like that Netflix, it would just be like all the work for that. But fuck, I need somebody from Sundance Film Festival who's an independent, who basically is going to work for free here, go put it and try to win a, film of the year or some shit like that. But with independent, like, documentary, true crime, something like that. But Hot Ham Radio. I love saying that. I think it's hard to get anybody to look past the kids in the oil tanks. Like, when you hear that, I know that's like a, he put his kids in oil tanks, and all I can say to that is, well, if he had his phone on him that day, it didn't register him going up any stairs, and he did have his phone on him that day. He was using his phone, his personal phone, all throughout that morning while he was, at the different servies, and his phone most certainly was on him. So, which would mean it was, like, in his pocket. It's registering, steps being taken. You'd really want to get that to me is the only thing that's interesting about that. Otherwise, like, yeah, who put his kids in the oil? I mean, what if someone could prove they were not in the tanks. Well, I would think that that would already have come out. Me personally, I believe that they were in the tanks. Maybe Johnny Depp's production company can do an indie film on it after the trial. I always hope maybe Johnny Depp can just do, my character assassination and my defamation. I think a Netflix 10 episode series on everything that I've gone through surrounding this case, and it would include this case with it. I think that that's Netflix worthy. I do. I mean, because you literally can't make this shit up. Have you guys ever seen Don't Fuck with Cats? Yeah, don't fuck with LANA. It should be reversed, though. Everyone fucks with LANA. Yeah. I think the question really is that you got lawyers that Chris Watts had, and my question will always be what attorneys would ever, when you hear the words plea deal, there is no deal. We got his life spared. Go find me anybody that signed 15th of August, and he agreed. He verbally agreed to that in October, and I think the sentencing was, or the November. I want to say, I don't know why, the 12th or 13th sticks out. So September, October. I mean, we're talking 2.5 months. 2.5 months. Boom. Nothing. It's the reason we all know Lacey Peterson. Lacey was missing for an extended period of time. Her body wasn't found, right away. There wasn't it was a long time. Scott wasn't arrested for a while. And then also Scott went to trial. So it was, there's content for how long. The media had content with it for that long. Once it was signed, sealed, delivered, and he took that plea deal and it was done and over with. I mean, it was literally done and over with. The only people that were talking about it were people that were on, the internet. But mainstream media was not talking about it. Mainstream media stopped talking about it. I even think they stopped talking about it. I mean, it was November. So within 2.5 months, done, over with. Was not, mainstream media did not talk about it anymore. That's why people know who Lacey Peterson is and Scott Peterson. Also, he didn't have a public defender. No offense, but I stumbled into this because of COVID when my restaurant shut down in March. Yes, I'm right with you with the COVID talk. Yes, same. I knew the case somewhat, but was shocked and fascinated at the same time. The channels I found, the info, the vids, yeah. I will definitely agree with you on that COVID talk. I emailed you guys. I support TNT 100%. I always have. Didn't know if I said something without knowing. We block people on accident too, so it's all good. Oh, if you got blocked, it was definitely an accident. definitely. We only block people. We only block people when they send nudes. Just kidding. Um, I just think that his lawyers did a lot of shady shit, and I think that that had a lot to do with Jane taking the case, as well as the stuff that they had researched in their couple days that they took. Jane's not touching this case unless she saw something. I know that she did, and I know that I put a lot of work into it. So as much as I want to say that I think that helped, I think that Jane definitely saw something. And probably not just one thing, probably a couple things. Procedure has a lot to do with things. When you want to win, and if you can win, it's going to be about procedure. Procedure is procedure. If you don't follow it, that's how people win appeals. So, but yeah. But thank you guys for joining me on this, nice strolling Sunday. Hope you guys have, like I said, have had a great weekend. Keep being kind and chat love. I got a lot of new stuff with all my stuff Aliquippa for Rachel, Sheldon, Jamie. I'm also going to be doing a special on it's something that actually ties into Aliquippa, but it also has something to do with the Jerry Sandusky and a missing district attorney. So again, that's all coming up. Some PA spotlight. And I am actually going to do something on the Delphi murders. Maybe the right people can catch my video, and I just don't have the time. I'm too busy doing something else, but maybe they could take what I'm about to point out and do something with it, because I think it's very interesting. I'm also, the one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tie myself over the bridge. So, where'd Jerry come from? Jerry Sandusky. Because it actually has to do with something that I'm doing in Pennsylvania. It has to do with a missing district attorney. It has to do with drugs. And while we know Aliquippa has some drugs, so it's just it's crazy where investigations can lead you. But again, thanks for all the support. Thanks for all the thumbs up, the thumbs down. Thanks for the fuck you emails. I feel like anytime somebody wakes up in the morning and thinks about me and makes a video about me at 7 o'clock in the morning, fuck, that's pretty sweet. I don't care if I don't care what it's about. At that point, I'm on someone's mind the first, right when they wake up. That means 9 times out of 10, they either dreamt about me or I was the last thing on their mind when they went to bed. So I am flattered, and yeah. So, again, thanks to the creators that are popping in. You guys keep up the good work as well. We have a nice little group here. Chat's always kind. It's always on topic, and I just think that the mods have a lot to do with that. So thank you. I know my positivity has a lot to do with it. I can't remember the last time I was live and I sent out an email where I just wanted to tell somebody to go fuck themselves. I'm gonna have to look back in my diary and see if I can find when I've ever done that, or when I've ever watched, a show and ever thought, you know what, I'm gonna tell this person to go fuck themselves. Oh, thank you for all the kind words. Oh man, don't mind me while I just make myself laugh over here. And in case you missed it in the beginning, go back and check it. Go back and listen to it. But Mel B, you did talk to me, and I don't know why you want to lie about it, girl. Or maybe I do know why, but I just want to say that. I just shake my head, man. I just shake my head. Mods and creators, they just say the damnedest things, kind of like kids. Oh, Teddy has a lot to do with it. Yeah, it's horrible. It's so sad. I was actually reading about, the actual Anthony Shots pictures and who they belong to. That's what I was interested in finding out, who those pictures belong to, because how did this person find this, blah, blah. He's a police officer, this person now. And I just think that's interesting. But listening to him and his little brief interview that he did, he's a father now, and those pictures were from a while ago. Look at the pictures that Anthony Shots used of this kid. But anyways, yeah. I'll be honest, I don't really like many people, but Muffy, you like me. Don't you go lying on me. Don't you be getting soft on me. I love people, not always what they do. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's a cop. He's a cop now, but back when those pictures are from when he did high school modeling, or right after high school modeling. Yeah, he's a cop now. Lives in Alaska, and he's got a couple kids, a couple daughters. So, listening to him talk about, it's a really rare interview. I'm gonna do it when I do my episode on it. But you guys know I think totally outside the box, and what my video and what I'm gonna talk about, you guys are gonna be like, this girl's wild. This girl's wild. Her fucking brain's just nuts. So I'm prepared for you guys to talk about that. But I'm also prepared for you guys to say I never thought about this, and da-da-da, and da-da-da-da-da. So I think support with stuff I can agree. The stuff that I've been talking to her about it, because I know that she talks about that case. I talked to Allie a little bit about it, and I know the questions that I've asked them. Yeah. That mayor really interests me. The mayor does. Especially when I found out that he, in 2018, 2018, he, now what person that would ever be a mayor would decide to make an email account and say, Shane _ DeBomb, like DABOMB, Shane DeBomb, and then the number 4, like underscore and then 4, at Hotmail. Like, what the day that my mayor does and makes an email address like that is the day that I'd never vote for him again. Shane DeBomb _4 at Hotmail. Hit me up. Oh, yes, thank you. Kelly S. What was your name before it was Kelly S? Kelly S. I am living and breathing. I knew you were. Oh, don't worry, I'll make you live and breathe like weird stuff. So, what the heck's this guy doing? I mean, this guy just flew past me. You would think I was driving like 60. No, bro. Like, calm down, buddy. You're gonna get there. Ooh. What's the obsession, girl? Oh my God, why isn't it like that? Oh, girl, you didn't. I didn't know this was you, girl. You do know your boy got arrested. Just so you know, your boy David Carter arrested. Don't know why, but he won't be tagging me in any more videos to let me know what a shitball I am. Okay, bro. Worry about yourself. Oh, now you're in cuffs. Did you know that? Yeah, somebody can. If one of the mods are still in here, we block trolls and haters, or we fall asleep and accidentally block people. No shame here. Definitely no shame in our game. He's not my boy. That's number one to know there. Good job. I did watch the video he put out, and I didn't like it at all. I wouldn't have had him on again. Well, that's good. Thank you. Yeah, yeah. I'm all for giving people, like, second chances, and I just think, though, that the internet's dangerous for people. Okay, the internet can be a dangerous place. You can get yourself in a lot of trouble. And now, people that have a criminal, past, and what they're doing with their platforms and what they're able to do with, it's just, gotta be careful. Yeah, he did. He did. He made sure that I knew about it too. He made sure he was tagging me. And I told his pencil dick to keep pushing it elsewhere. Anyways. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. And I think that we're okay to, people deserve second chances. Like I said, just the sad thing is with the internet is that it can be used as a tool to do very, very bad things. Like, look at, for example, Libby and Abby, allegedly possibly being lured to their death. I mean, that's the internet. That's social media platforms. Very dangerous. So, but yeah. But anyways, you guys finish out your Sunday strong. If it's late where you're from, go and enjoy a nice, a nice evening sleeping. And I'm excited to bring a lot of good coverage, for Rachel, Sheldon, Jamie here over the next several weeks. So take care. I'm sure we'll see you guys, or at least you guys will hear from me soon. Over and out. Oh, thank you there. for that, Patty. Super Patty right there. Super sticker. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Muffy, who was nasty to Lana. Let me get out my sword. Yeah. Oh, it's all right. He's in jail. He's in jail. I'll tell you what, he was allegedly he was blackmailing somebody's nudes. I don't know if that's true, but that's why I'm saying allegedly. I don't know what he's, like I said, I don't follow David Carter. But again, thank you there for that super chat, Patty. And we'll Hot Ham Radio over and out. Good night, guys. Take care.